My name's Ariana and this video is going to show you how to make a self-love shaker jar spell. Now a quick disclaimer is that I'm not actually going to be making the spell in this video, mostly because where I've already done the spell, I don't want to waste the ingredients because I have limited supply right now and I feel like it'd be a bit wasteful if I made the spell because I already have one, so I would be just throwing it away. Another disclaimer is that yes, this is a spell to boost or manifest self-love. It is not a substitute for real self-care or would I say witchcraft in general is a fix to your mental health, your self-confidence issues. I wouldn't say that it's a complete substitution. So bear that in mind with this spell. Or any spells, to be honest, but anyway, just thought I'd get that out there. And let's go over the ingredients. So for the spell, you're going to need a jar, and this one needs a bit of a clean, but it's got... I'm too weak to open this jar apparently, so I can't show you, but basically when it does open, and if you're strong enough, it seals tight, which is perfect for a shaker jar spell because obviously you don't want something loose like this, for example, and then for all your ingredients to fall out, because that would not be ideal. So you want something that has a sealed lid, maybe even something like this, you know, because that's not going anywhere. Witchy tip, I guess, is I use old sauce jars, jam jars. I save them from being thrown out and reuse them. Wash them thoroughly, cleanse them, and you've got yourself a perfectly fine jar. So once you have your jar, you need rose petals, dried lavender, and pink Himalayan salt. So that's the ingredients of what's going inside the jar. I guess this is optional, you don't have to do this, but what I did on mine is I got some cord or some string, and I'm going to go over now why I used the ingredients that I did. So I included the rose petals for the energy of love, as is a very common property of rose petals, but specifically, you know, self-love obviously, and that's key in the visualization. Not just love in general, but rose petals bringing you self-love, love of yourself, and not just how you look, it's how you feel, that feeling of loving yourself, and that will be really key in your visualization. Not just thinking you look good in the mirror, but like knowing it and feeling it. Anyway, so that'll be a rose, so very warm, very loving energy, and then the lavender associated with, you know, calm, peace, very soft energy from the lavender to help go along with the love, so they kind of work hand in hand. And then the pink Himalayan salt I use to help sort of banish and dispel negative energy and bring in that positive energy. So all three kind of working together to help guide that manifestation of self-love. And the string I thought was a nice touch. Me personally, you can do the same thing with wax. I included it to seal the intention into the jar. So once you've done your visualization, you've done your energy work, you want to have this intention in mind, have the visualization in your mind, and then tie a knot. If you know knot magic really well, you can do fancy knots. I just did a bow because I'm not very good at doing knots, so it doesn't matter, but it's sealing the intention in the jar. Like I said, you can do it with wax, you can light a candle. If you want, you can use candle magic in this spell, melt the bottom so it sticks on like that, and then you can light the candle. You can incorporate sigil magic, like colour magic, whatever you want to do. You can anoint the candle, let it burn all the way down, visualization, blah blah blah, and that could be your sealing, or you can just drip it, whatever. I just use string. So that's the ingredients part. That's not the method. The method of doing the spell is when I perform the spell on my altars. I do most of my spell work, and if not all my spell work, and I made sure I was naked. Now, this might sound weird. I don't think it's that weird though, but to really encompass that feeling of loving yourself without, you know, restrictions, clothes that you think make you look better. This is purely your innate feeling of self-worth, self-love. This comes from you, and this doesn't come from any aesthetics that you place on yourself. I don't personally wear makeup anyway, so maybe don't wear makeup for the spell, but if you really don't feel like this is an issue, you don't need to do this part. I just made sure I was not with any clothes. Also, I've experienced, you know, low mental health and depression, and I respect that. Obviously, again, this isn't a substitute for mental health issues or dealing with those issues, sorry. But I obviously relate to the idea of not really feeling super great about yourself a lot of the time. So I made sure that when I was doing this spell, I actually was in a high mood instead of like a low depressive mood. So I was feeling good about myself. So I was like, yes, this is the perfect time to do this spell. I have this feeling, I have that inside me, I have that energy ready to transmit into the jar. Not to necessarily trap it in there, as a lot of with jar spells, you tend to sort of trap it in the jar, right? So you don't want to transfer it all into the jar, seal it, and then that's it, and you don't feel anything left inside. You want to just take a little bit of it and put it in there, and then as you shake it, you activate that energy and you bring it back to you, and that's the whole point. So yeah, I've gone on a tangent and I don't remember what I was. I don't remember what I was saying. So yeah, when you're doing the spell, I made sure I was naked. So I did that, unclothed. I centered and grounded as I do before any spell work, and then got my ingredients together. So what I did is, I still can't open this jar, I took some of the rose petals, I laid them out, rose petals, lavender, pink lemon salt, Himalayan salt. It doesn't really matter the order, this is just the order I did it. So I ask and state what the energy of each thing is going to bring me, and then I pinch, pinch, pinch of each ingredient, and I did that 3 times. So there should be 3 pinches of rose petals, 3 pinches of lavender, and then 3 pinches of pink Himalayan salt. That's a tongue twister. Pink Himalayan salt in the jar, and it should only really feel like, it shouldn't feel that high. Like, you don't need a massive jar either. It just needs to be enough space in there that you can shake it. So yeah, it does. If you want to add more ingredients, if you feel actually you need a little bit more, then that's fine, you know. If you want to add other ingredients you think would work well, that's fine. Use your intuition. That's the whole point of witchcraft. You don't have to follow the spell to the T. you can literally take this and incorporate other elements into it, add whatever, do it differently, it's fine. You know, witches aren't gonna be mad if you adjust their spell, because it's your craft at the end of the day. It's your journey, it's your witchcraft. So anyway, so once you've added in your ingredients, I then took the jar, I held it in my hands, and I did some visualization. I mean, I also did this as I was adding the ingredients with the energy, calling forth the energy, but I did it again holding the jar. I held it, visualized myself completely accepting who I am as a person. I pictured myself smiling, I pictured myself really feeling comfortable in my skin with my body, despite what it looks like. And yeah, so I won't go into details, but that's what I visualised in my head. It's going to be different for everyone. So once I did that visualisation work, I got the string, and I did the same as, obviously I had the jar on the surface, and I did the same, and then I tied a knot. And as I was tying the knot, I sealed what I said, and yeah, I seal this intention in this jar, and there you go. So to use the spell, I quite like this spell because I get to actually use it. A lot of spells, you know, jar spells, sorry, you put them somewhere and then it'll act independently from you. That's why you need to recharge them. But with this spell, you're activating with each shake using, you know, that sort of sound magic. And I have this chant that I use. Not everyone has to use this. You can make your own sort of chant, that's fine. But gotta see if I can remember it. I don't always use it, sometimes I do, sometimes I just have the feeling and then I'll just say it, but anyway. It was, I am me and I am beauty, with each shake I manifest this fully. Now I'll say that as I'm shaking. I am me and I am beauty, with each shake I manifest this fully. And again, the visualization helps when you're shaking. So when to activate it or shake, whenever you want really. I shake or use the spell when I'm down. I actually mostly use the spell when I'm feeling good. I feel when I feel like I've achieved something and I feel good about myself, I'll shake the jar and it'll boost my mood and make me feel so much happier, and then I feel like I'm actually putting more of that energy into the jar. So when I'm down and then I shake, and then I end up feeling like a little bit like a nice warm hug. So yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else that I might have forgotten. Oh, in terms of disposing of the spell, I would reuse the jar. I feel like I try to be as eco-friendly as I can in my witchcraft. I would reuse the jar, but I would dispose of the contents. Some witches say to dispose of the spell contents far away from you, but with this spell it's not necessarily anything baneful that you wouldn't want it anywhere near you. So actually you can just dispose of it in any sort of, you know, biodegradable way, or in any way that your local or in any way that your local disposal works. Other than that, I don't think there's anything left for me to say unless I'm forgetting something. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. My camera cut off, so I'm gonna film a quick goodbye because it's running out of battery. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed the spell, and if you have any suggestions of what other videos that I could make, leave a comment below. Thank you, bye!